Hello everybody and welcome back where it's midway through the week. We've had a load of game announcements, leaks and upcoming things to talk about, all in the PSVR2 space that are very exciting, and some things further on in the week and even further on today to look forward to, as it is the first upload of 2 today because the Wallace and Gromit DLC is coming out later for Walkabout Mini Golf and the embargo lifts in an hour from now. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. The point is, there's a lot to talk about. But before we jump in and talk all about it, if you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do so, as always, is just to subscribe. It's free, it puts up that little number which makes me very happy, and it pushes the channel to more people and gets them talking about PSVR2. With that being said, let's get on to the news. In the past week or so, the adapter for PCVR has shown up in retail stores in Germany and in America on their online websites with high definition images, descriptions, and a possible pre-order window opening soon. If these open in the UK, I'll probably be buying the PCVR adapter through a retail store rather than PS Direct to ensure it arrives on time. But I'd imagine in some places in Europe like the UK we might only get it through PS Direct, but we'll see. I'm very excited to jump in, test out the PSVR 2 on games like Blade & Sorcery, Half-Life Alyx, Boneworks, F123 and BeamNG Drive, loads of games that I'm really looking forward to messing about with on the PSVR 2, ensuring I can get some good quality VR gaming on PC and testing out the limits of this headset, as of course not all of its features are transferable to Steam VR, but I still think it's going to be a really good pick for a PC VR headset. And we suspect from the leaks that those pre-orders will open soon. We also got a Gran Turismo 7 update earlier this morning. I will have just been recording the video and it will be out tomorrow in terms of covering the GT7 update. It's bringing the Ega Nordwand, I believe it's pronounced, the Norwegian track meaning North Wall, if I remember right from the comment that told me about it a couple days ago. 6 new cars, a brand new handling model and a brand new tyre physics model, revamping the off-road experience and the tyre degradation and heat management experience, which I'm very much looking forward to trying out. Weight distribution when cornering should be a lot easier to understand and to nail now, being far more true to life than it used to be. If done well, which at the time recording I don't know if it has been because it's the day before the update drops, then this could bring GT7 up to the likes of games like iRacing in terms of its tyre management and handling model. We can only hope, as GT7 is a good sim racing experience, but some people say it is a little arcadey on the management side of things, which I can definitely see. Hopefully today's update, along with all the brand new content that will be beautiful to experience on PSVR 2, will also bring those much needed updates to some systems to make the game more realistic and competitive. If you haven't checked it out, the update should be out now at the time of publishing, so go and check it out, I implore you. Of course, the Wallace and Gromit Walkabout Mini Golf course is out today as well in about an hour's time or so. My video on it should be going out in about an hour, documenting my first impressions and my overall thoughts. I can't tell you anything right now apart from the fact that it's Mighty Coconut. These guys' track record speaks for themselves, and they're probably one of the only gaming companies that I'd happily pre-order from in today's climate, just because I know their quality is so good. That being said, I can't comment on the course just yet. You'll have to keep your eyes open for the video coming out in just about an hour or so. We got a glimpse of a game that I did not expect to be coming over to PSVR 2 as well, which is Into the Radius. The trophies for the game appeared on PSN Profiles, a website which essentially catalogues all of the trophies for upcoming and existing games. The entire trophy list from Steam is transferred over to PSN Profiles, meaning that a PSVR 2 version is most likely on the way very soon. Into the Radius is an incredible survival horror shooter experience with a load of management systems making sure that you keep yourself alive while battling formidable enemies and exploring a wasteland a bit like Stalker. Its sequel has just come into early access as of yesterday. If I can get my hands on that, I'll be sure to show it off on the channel, but for now, all eyes on the possible imminent announcement of Into the Radius for PSVR 2. If I had to make a guess, I'd say it's probably going to be announced within the next couple of weeks. They'll probably want to give a bit of breathing room between the early access release of Into the Radius 2 to their port of Into the Radius 1 on PSVR 2. There should be a bit of a gap there, I think, just to let the noise settle down from the PCVR early access release of the new game before they, fill up their feed with PSVR 2 announcements for the old game. Hopefully this also means we'll see Into the Radius 2 on PSVR 2 when it eventually comes out of early access and into full release. That would be incredible. I did actually get in touch with these devs a little while ago asking whether or not the PSVR 2 would have Into the Radius. That was a couple months ago, I want to say maybe 6 months ago now, and they said they had no active plans to port the game, but it seems like they were holding the cards really close to their chest there, and we are going to see it sooner rather than later, which is very exciting. It's a great game on PCVR, and I can't wait to test out the PSVR 2 version of it to see how it takes advantage of the PSVR 2 features. We're also seeing the release of Windlands 2 this week. It's a game that I've already reviewed yesterday. My impressions were incredibly positive. It's a great PSVR2 port of a somewhat old game, but the game really stands the test of time. The gameplay loop is incredibly fun, and if you're interested in more Windlands 2 gameplay, I'm going to be having a multiplayer video recorded with one of our patrons, Hippie Pickle, who also happened to get a pre-release build of the game for review, and we jumped into multiplayer together. So in the next couple of days, that video will be dropping with gameplay of our multiplayer session if you want to see what the co-op experience is like. Spoiler alert, it's very, very good fun. Our final bit of news is this weekend on Saturday, the Alien game Rogue Incursion VR will be shown off at SDCC, with brand new gameplay and an insight on how the developers have used Unreal 5 to craft this survival horror experience. I'm really excited for Aliens. We've only seen a little bit of gameplay, and the frame rate did seem a little jumpy in that, so I'm excited to see whether or not they made some strides forward, and a little bit nervous to see some more gameplay since they have been very tight-lipped about it, let's say. However, the visual style from the previous teasers and trailers has seemed spot on, so hopefully that carries forward and we get a load of new footage and maybe even a release date for Aliens at SDCC, but we'll have to see. That's on Saturday, I think, in the evening in British time, so keep your eyes open around that time for any news that comes out about it. If it's something big, I'll be sure to cover it the day after in its own dedicated video, but in case you weren't aware, that is happening. Anyway, that'll do us for today. Thank you all very so much for watching. It's been a very busy week for PSVR2, and as we head over into the second half of the year, things are just going to continue to get busier. So I've got my hands very full with a lot of things, but it's a very exciting time. Thank you for watching once again. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members, Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Hazit Mirza, Ace Gamer, Hippie Pickle, Jin007, A License to Chill, Sun WTF, Piosco, Fat Controllers, and Jason Parker. If you want to join the Patreon or YouTube membership, in which you'll get shouted out every video, have exclusive perks for our Discord, have your own community posts and little Q&As every now and then, and an extra long video at the end of every month starting this month where we talk about the industry and YouTube and VR as a whole, then feel free to support the channel with $3 a month in terms of donations on Patreon or YouTube membership. If not, that's completely fine. And if you'd like to come and interact with the channel and me a little bit more for free, you can do that by signing into the Discord in the link in the description below. Anyway, thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next one.